No,
You're
we're
independent?
independent, yeah. We actually were created first. We were created because of the terror in 2001. And they're in the cities. We're in pretty much in Yehuda Shimon and the periphery of Jerusalem. And now along the Gaza border, we do have medics there. And Pinsky, your relatives there. And yeah, we've had 60 medics down there since the beginning of the war. We helped locate bodies. We helped help people there. And a lot of people who are there, a lot of people have been evacuated. It is kind of like a ghost town there, but not everybody left. I mean, who do you think didn't leave? People who can't walk, people who need medication, people who are very old, people who don't want to leave. The farmers didn't leave. So not everybody left. But the towns are like empty. There's like no stores, nothing's open, nothing's there, there's no food. So our medics have kind of stepped in down there. And now slowly people are going back. Well, I mean, we hear they're allowed to go back. I don't know who's really going back. But I was at the hotel before I came in. Let me tell you, the hotels do not look like the fancy hotels they used to look like. Because those families are just like running all over the place there. Yeah.
What's the situation in your area with the Arabs there? Are they quiet? Are they acting up? Are they provoking? Because here you hear about settler violence.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's ridiculous. No, there's no settler violence. There might be a little, like, great, but no, that's twisted. Actually, there was an incursion last week in Adora near us. They found terrorists went into a shoot. They killed a security. No, they didn't kill him. They injured one, but they got the terrorists, and one got away. That same night, there were 2 terrorists outside Susia. 2 days after October 7th, they found terrorists inside Susia, in our yeshuv. I got the call at 7:30 in the morning, and I pulled all the kids upstairs to look out the window to see the Kitat Konut going door to door. And they found 2. They said one got away. My dogs are going crazy. Oh no, settler violence is what they say when Arabs come and beat up on settlers, us, and then we turn around and defend ourselves. Oh yes, we're violent. That's ridiculous. And they're saying that there's drilling underneath our houses and they're tunneling underneath our houses.
You hear it?
In Salem. It's been heard. I don't, but let me tell you, these Arabs are building all the time. All the time. You hear it all the time. They build constantly. They're very good at it. They have cement trucks on the road. I am always behind a cement truck. And they're constantly building. They're building where Area C. They're not supposed to be building there. They have enough room in Area. They're building Area C. They build wherever they want. They have no fences. They have no fear. They are very aggressive, and they're very motivated.
And even since the 7th, the government isn't cracking down. Nothing.
Why does the government to prevent them from doing that?
That's right. I'm not in the government. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
I know.
It's sickening. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They should.
Does anybody in Israel still believe in a 2-state solution?
No, I don't. That's dead. That's pretty much dead. That's good. That came out of this at least. I hope all those Peace Now people open their eyes. I hope it stays in their head. We have Arab builders in Susia. There's a 50-50 vote like every couple of years. The last one was no. But there are people who use Arab builders, and I say to them, your house is so nice. Did you use Jews or Arabs? Arabs. But our Arabs were good Arabs. That's what they say to my face. Then why do you need a guard? Right? If you bring Arabs in, they have to be guarded. What do the guards do? Take a guess what the guards do. Jewish guards. What are they doing? You think they're watching the workers? What are they doing? You know what they're doing.
On the phone.
They're on their phone. They're not watching. Or asleep in their truck. It's human nature. Let me tell you, I caught one of our Kitat Konut guys asleep in his truck last week on the periphery road. It's, people are human. They become complacent. And you can't have your guard up all the time. And the Arabs are just like biding their time, just waiting for us to not pay attention or to be trusting or all kinds of it's. They have a good thing. They have a very good thing. And the Jews get kind of, they're sitting in their cars, they're going to work, coming back, they don't want to see it. They mamash put blinds, they don't want to see it. It's hard to be a fighter. The guys who started these yeshuvim, now they're in their 60s, they have grandchildren, some of them have great-grandchildren. They kind of want to take it easy, they don't want to fight anymore. We need young blood. Young blood! There's a lot of work to do. We have to. No one is gonna do it for us. The world doesn't like the Jews. We have to do it for ourselves. We have to. I was canceled, I guess, disinvited to a synagogue in in Boynton Beach, Florida, because we do work with Arabs. We do have some Arab rescuers, and I guess they saw the website and they're like, well, we don't. I'm like, you know what? Israel is full of Arabs. You come to Israel, you go to a hotel. Who do you think is cooking your food? Who do you think is cleaning those hallways? They're everywhere. They're on the buses. They're in the pharmacies. They're all the clerks in the grocery store. They're in the hospitals. There's doctors. There's nurses. They're cleaning staff. They build the houses. They're everywhere. Okay. Most of them are okay. But, you know, they're not on our side. They're just biding their time. We just don't have enough Jewish labor. We don't have enough Jewish builders because the Jews don't want to build. They want to be high tech. It's a problem. We have to fix it. I have a Jewish gardener that was recommended to me, and I asked him for prices to do this garden because we have like a big area. And he's like, I'll give you the price for a Jew, the price for the Arab, because he has an Arab worker. And it is cheaper. It is cheaper, okay? And I said to him, and he was a young guy, he was like 30, he has little children. I said, what would you do? He goes, Natalie, listen, the Jews I hire someone who's 21, 22, they learn everything, and then they go to the army, or they go to university, or they set up a competing company, and then they want more money. I can't keep him. But this Arab I have, he's 25, I'm gonna have him till he's 50. He's like a slave. He means it in a good way, like you can depend on him. So I said, well, would you have him do your garden? Was your wife alone in the house with the kids? You know what he said? Good point. We don't have a garden, we didn't do it, it's too expensive. But it is a problem. People use Arab labor, and you know, they're the ones doing the roads, and they have a lot of control. It's like giving the custodian all the keys, and he's your enemy. So our rescuers make it very good to live where we live. We couldn't live there if there weren't rescuers, and I didn't even know about them. You know, I had a baby in Beersheba 2 years after we lived there. I didn't know who was on those ambulances. I didn't know. And my husband had a heart incident at one point at 4 in the morning. I didn't know. But it's Rescuers Without Borders, it's us. And they asked me to join them. I was working with another organization, and they said, we really need help. And people really don't know who we are. They know who we are if they're in Israel. But over here, we're an Israeli, strictly Israeli organization. Sometimes I have people reach out to me and say, my son's there doing gap year, and he's looking for an opportunity to learn something. Can he join you? I'm like, we're not a summer camp. This is the real thing. We can't, like, you know, create a little program for your son to have an experience. It's
Charge
serious.
for it.
Pardon me?
Charge for it.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll talk. Yeah.
What about the fact that the rescuers as well as the army, they constantly say we need new helmets, we need drones, we need vests. What the army doesn't supply these things?
So the army was not prepared for this war, and they don't have enough for the reservists. I also, like, I don't want to hear it. Like, the army should be doing that. Like, my boys, active fighters, have everything they need. And I'll tell you this, a lot of the people are donating things, and it's really great, the duffel bags. My son uses a different toothbrush every day. They have a lot of useless stuff. Tons of snacks. They don't need them. A new toothbrush every day. Do you understand? There are boxes of stuff that people have donated. They don't need a new toothbrush every day. Yeah, helmets and vests. I think that's going well. They needed the good plates inside those vests, the good ones. I think they're getting them. I know that's one of the projects we have. Everybody needs them. It's so weird, you know, when you go there. I was at the border a couple weeks ago, and like, it's really deserted there. And along the road, and some of you have probably been there, they have shelters all along the road. They're all painted like, you know, there are a lot of shelters there because there are there are missiles all the time. they're along the road are these very, like, what do we have here? I can't even compare it to anything. What do we have here in
Bus
what do we have?
stops, yeah.
Bus stops, but you have like mailboxes or I don't know, signs. They have shelters, like really little shelters dotting the road. So when we go down there, sometimes if you're caught and you're not near one, you have to just lie flat on the ground with your hand over your head. You got nothing. And it happened to my son in Eilat, you know, the missiles in Eilat. My son told me he had to lay down flat on the ground. Bus stop in Beersheba, he had to lay down flat on the ground. This happened to everybody. When you're out at the farms now, sometimes there's missiles, you have to lay flat on the ground under like the apple trees. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's war. It's not. We're living through it. It's something that'll change everyone's life. And my sons, I guess, I mean, I have an 18-year-old. I told him, you're going to be in Gaza. Thank you for having me. Thank you
What's
for
your
listening.
overall budget?
My
Your overall budget?
a budget. $3-4 million a year. Yeah.
So when the U.S. screens immigrants, they ask very straightforward questions. You know, do you plan to harm the country in any way? To sift out the terrorists? Pretty weak background checks.
But I don't
So-
understand your question. Start again.
So the U.S. when they screen immigrants, it's pretty weak background checks. Generally, very straightforward questions like, do you mean to harm the country in any way? Do you mean to do X, Y, and Z? So let's say these Arabs that are biding their time, is there a clandestine way of asking them if they are anti-Israel or not? Like obviously,
But they're in Israel.
no, but I'm saying or anti-Semitic
They're
or.
in Israel. They're already there. They live there.
I know, but I'm saying, like, so Arab or not, let's say here, for
Who cares
example.
what they say? Who cares what they say? Lo מעניין אותי. Does it mean anything? You believe them?
No, but that's
I
why,
believe the checkout girl who smiles at me every time I buy ice cream.
That's why I said-
My brother Ahmed can get them back to my house.
that's why I said clandestine. As in, you can't ask them straight up, like, oh, are you anti-Israel? Of course they would say no, but I'm saying,
No, they wouldn't say no. They are very upfront about their feelings. They don't need to lie. What do they need to lie for? They don't need to lie. They get jobs. They don't care. It doesn't matter how much they hate us. They're getting jobs.
so over here, there are a lot of people who their secret anti-Israel bias will come out when on October 7th will occur. So do you know of any questions that could possibly elicit, like, their true nature to come out?
Ah, interesting. I will think of some. But again, I don't really, it's like dealing with a psychopath. Lying isn't a big deal to them. They don't care. Or even telling you the truth, they say hate and they smile. I want my son, they hold the babies up to the camera and say, I want my son to be a shaheed. They're proud of their kids. They're called martyrs. Do you know what happens in a classroom in like Ramallah after there's a terrorist attack and the kid like at 13? His desk in the classroom becomes a shrine. Okay, they have a culture of honor and shame. That's what they know. You take a guy who maybe the best chance in life he's going to be is a janitor, and he goes and kills a Jew. Well, all of a sudden, wow, mom and dad get a salary, and people know their name, and people, respect them, and before they were losers.
Funded by U.S. taxpayer dollars, by the way.
Hakasha. So, it's just a different culture. Now, right now, you might see on the news, I know, I'm sure you do, that you see, the Gaza people, they don't want the Hamasnik to run their hospital and all that. But I don't, get into that, because, if there's a Jew and an Arab here, do you think that the poor Gaza people are going to take our side, ever? Never. I mean, yeah, it stinks, it stinks for them. You have to choose a side.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thanks, okay.
Okay,
Go.
and if anybody has questions, they want to continue talking with her, more so welcome to do so privately. Thank you.
Thank you.